it. Let me work 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 it. Work it.
Today's story time video will be about basically me going to prison. I don't know, it's never really had any relevance. I thought it had relevance actually, like earlier on in my career when I had first been signed, but my manager thought it best not even to bring it up. So, I never really brought it up. And I think before that I had never mentioned it because it was a felony and I was like, working and, just, I didn't want that to affect my career if I ever mentioned it to anyone in my job. It was bad enough that I had already had trouble getting a job, with a felony record. I went to prison when I was 19 years old. I basically ran up in a store and I tried to rob them, with a fake gun. And, I was young and I was twisted. I was just in the music game and I was leaving theater and I was auditioning all the time and I was doing all this bullshit and not even bullshit, but I was partying, I was doing a lot of coke and shit and just having a normal teen life out, but at the same time I was trying to find out about the city and find out musicians, and I was interning and doing all these other crap. Reality check about my surroundings and the people that were around me, because a lot of those guys were really, really smart, and I found myself appreciating hearing the knowledge and hearing how where they grew, was a part of how they acted on everything. And it made me realize I was no different than these guys. It was crazy. It's we were all in this place and we had all grown up in a part of society where this was condoned or this was talked about or this was the view. For me, my cousin sold drugs. He was one of the biggest drug dealers in town and he got locked up. He's still locked up right now. Those are the types of shit that I saw when I grew up. So my options for going to the next level was something simple, robbing a store with a fake gun. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not killing nobody. I'm not popping off. I'm not running up. It's just boom. You run in there, you do your shit, and you go. And that's what I thought. I remember one of the things, I got slashed in my face. All the other scars on my face are from biking, flying over my handlebar, getting hit by a car, but this big one right here, I don't know if you can see that. That was from a blade. So this dude comes up behind me, right? And this had been a dude that I had been just talking to randomly, whatever the fuck, I'm in here, guys are very predatory in there, first of all, I'll say. Not because they're aggressively rapals or aggressively sexual, just because you are the need at that moment. This dude in one particular, I took a liking to him and we were talking blah blah blah, and he wanted to fuck and I'll do all this type of shit, and I was just I'm not with it, blah blah blah, not in here, I don't want to be fucking between prison gates and shit like that. I mean, we did, but it's I just didn't really want that type of life. I know I was going back to my freedom. It's I ain't trying to get too accustomed to this shit now. But much more of what he wanted was not what I wanted. And he got crazy. He got really stalkerish, and he just ran up behind me one day when we was coming out of the mess hall, and he just yokes me around my neck like this, takes a blade, and just rips it down my face, and I'm just like in shock. I don't even know what's happening. Everybody starts walking. I hear a couple guys like, oh, and then we just start walking. I just feel something down my face. I feel something warm. I go like this, and my whole face is bloody, and I just look down, just blood everywhere falling. And nobody says anything because it's like very snitch, we don't snitch type of deal. So nobody said anything like to me or to the dude Indio that had fucking did it. He was this fucking hot Puerto Rican dude, but he just wanted to fucking, I didn't want to fucking, he fucking cut my face. But in prison, that's like your way of saying like, you are gonna do what I say. And especially if you're gay, they think you're a punk. And I didn't deserve that. Like, I was very communicative with him and with everybody. Like, people fuck with me. Like, I sang in the church and, I was writing songs every day. That's actually when I really started to write songs in prison. There was nothing else to do. Like, I had a TV but you literally sit in a cell and you just soak in your actions. When I left there, I knew that I had seen like the darkest place that I would ever see. I knew that I would never go back to this place because I kind of had left there with an understanding, not about like myself, but just about like life in general. I left prison with just like a fire under me. I was enrolled in a culinary school within like a week, and I went to culinary school and I did that for about 2 years, but the whole time I was fucking writing songs and I was interning like crazy. I had no Saturdays and Sundays. My days off, I was in the fucking studios, I was interning, I was writing for this one, I was writing for that one. I was looking back over my catalog the other day and I just found like song after song after song. I was just writing every weekend, interning, writing, and I got paid for none of it. For like 3-4 years I did that, and I was cooking at the same time, and then I met some dudes, the right dudes, just like randomly, and we played together, and there was nobody at our show. Nobody at the show. And then we went to the studio and we fucked around and we popped off after that, and that was special. That was a moment. I think that I'm just grateful for like where I've come from, and I've been to prison, and I don't think I was ever embarrassed. I don't think I cared about like people knowing. It's more like I just cared about being able to get a job. But I don't think the people in the culinary field really ever gave a fuck, if they even knew. I think one job knew and they didn't give a fuck, and that was always very special to me. That in my field that I chose, I was able to like always get work, and I'm appreciative of everything that I have. And I've been to prison, and so have many of the other great people in life, and that's my story. And thank you for listening. I'll talk to you guys later.